The squat is one of the most commonly used exercises in the rehabilitation of patellar tendinopathy, as it helps strengthen the quadriceps muscles and improve the load capacity of the tendon. However, to avoid relapses or stagnation in recovery, the tension on the tendon must be progressive. One of the most important aspects to control is the range of motion in the squat. But how does muscle activation influence it? Can it cause an overstrain on the patellar tendon? Surface electromigration allows you to measure and optimize the load in each phase of the process. Get all the information about the mDurance service at the link I leave in the video description. In this post, you will discover how muscle activation changes depending on the range of motion and why it is crucial to monitor tendon tension so that your patient achieves a safe and effective rehabilitation. The squat is a movement with a great knee extensor torque, where the expected muscle synergy is quadriceps, which are activated more than the hamstrings. The quadriceps is the main muscle, as it generates the knee extension necessary to rise from the squat position. However, an overly dominant quadriceps can increase tension on the patellar tendon and generate excessive load, especially in the initial phases of recovery. How does quadriceps activation change with the range of motion of the squat? Let's find out. To understand how the range of motion affects quadriceps activation, and therefore the tension on the tendon, we will analyze 3 squat variations and their impact on muscle activation. First variation, squat in initial ranges. The activation ratio is 3.17, favorable to the quadriceps. In this range, the quadriceps work with moderate intensity, allowing the patellar tendon to better tolerate the load without generating excessive tension. It is the most recommended option in the initial phases of rehabilitation. Second variation, squat at 90 degrees. The activation ratio is 3.48, favorable to the quadriceps compared to the hamstrings. As the depth of the squat increases, the quadriceps activate more, increasing the load on the tendon. This range can be useful in intermediate stages of rehabilitation, but always with controlled progression. The third variable would be the deep squat. In this case, the activation ratio is 4.55, favorable to the quadriceps. In a deep squat, the activation of the quadriceps triples compared to the initial range squat, especially that of the rectus femoris, which multiplies the load on the patellar tendon. This would be our choice in advanced stages of recovery when the tendon is already prepared to respond to mechanical demands over a wide range. Therefore, the tensioning of the patellar tendon must be progressive. Start with reduced ranges of motion in the initial phases. Increase the depth progressively while monitoring the tendon's tolerance. Control the knee extensor torque to avoid an injurious motor pattern. Surface electromyography will help you control muscle activation during the squat and avoid overload. It will help you identify unwanted hyperactivations. It allows you to adjust the load based on the patient's muscular response, and it will help you optimize rehabilitation by ensuring that the progression is safe and effective. See you in the next post.